5 more circuits of this 1.5-mile superspeedway separate Dale Earnhardt Jr. from his first victory in Winston Cup competition. 7.5 miles. He's back to 1.
And who would have believed it, getting ready to put yet another lap on Jeff Gordon, who has yet to have a top 5 finish in this 2000 racing season. Meanwhile, that young rookie works off turn number 2, headed to an apparent victory, but a few laps to go.
Here goes Dale Earnhardt Jr. around Jeff Gordon. He'll dispose of him going into turn number 3. Again, takes it down to the bottom of the speedway. Nice smooth line off 4.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. all by his lonesome on the speedway. Comes across the start-finish line. There will be 4 laps to go in the DirecTV 500. Earnhardt Jr. nice and smooth along the bottom of the speedway, back into 2.
Often young drivers question how quickly they move into the Winston Cup ranks. Senior has been patient with Junior, and it has paid off. He's just a few laps now away from victory as he works back to 3 one more time.
In Texas, you want to do it big. Earnhardt Jr. is doing that. He's coming up on a couple of other cars, tiptoeing his way out of turn 4.
Working down now on the back bumper of Scott Pruitt's machine. Pruitt will give him some room as they work across the start-finish line. 3 laps to go now in the DirecTV 500.
Several lap cars directly in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr., but he can take all the time he needs making the moves around him. In fact, if he wanted to, he could probably roll out of the throttle and just run the last 3 laps behind Scott Pruitt as he works out of the backstretch.
He'll come up on Scott Pruitt. So too will he come up on Dale Jarrett. He makes his way in turn 3. He disposes of Jarrett. Now he'll dispose of Pruitt coming off 4.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind now. Scott Pruitt picking his way carefully. He'll dive to the inside of Scott Pruitt as there are 2 laps to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Earnhardt Jr. sails off into 1.
And now he's all by himself on the racetrack, some 20 car lengths ahead as Ken Schrader probably won't come into play as we near the end of this race. Just a lap and a half to go for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the midpoint of the back straightaway takes a smooth line going down into turn number 3 all the way down to the bottom of the speedway on the white line that has been so successful for him all day.
The highlight for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his first 11 races was just 2 top 10 finishes. He'll do better than that in a big way today. The white flag is out for the Budweiser Chevrolet. 1 more lap for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Keeps the bright red nose of the Budweiser machine glued right to the white line on the bottom of the racetrack. He's behind Ken Schrader and Michael Waltrip, but nobody really to contend with on his way to the checkers.
He's had some rookie mistakes early, but he won't today. Dale Earnhardt Jr. makes his way out of turn 3.
At the tender age of 25, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will lay claim to his first NASCAR Winston Cup victory at the Texas Motor Speedway as he takes the DirecTV 500 at the same speedway where he captured his first NASCAR Busch Series victory. So congrats to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Rides into the record books today, becomes the 7th different winner this year on the Winston Cup circuit. Let's go to his pits and Brett McMillan.
Oh, Tony Eury Sr. giving all kind of high fives, getting hugs. Huge hand little Steve over here giving him. What is it about Texas that you guys love winning your first race here?
Hey, Dale Jr.'s even big in Texas. That Budweiser Chevy was awesome today. Richard Gilmore, all them guys back in that engine shop, they put a great motor in that car. They've had few motor problems in the last couple of weeks, and it looks like we had another one in that one car today. I don't know why it keeps happening in that car, but these guys had a good motor in this car today.
You can hear the emotion, his eyes starting to tear up. What an outstanding win for Tony Eury Sr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, look, I've got to take another cool-down lap. He is now the only car basically left on the speedway, working his way slowly through turns 1 and 2, this capacity crowd on their feet and cheering. And just as it was a year ago, even if you weren't a Terry Labonte fan going in, you certainly cheered his victory. And then I think this is the same case today. Even if you weren't a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan coming into this event, you certainly have to be happy for that young man right now.
Well, 25 years old, so much pressure on Dale Earnhardt Jr. You follow a legend like Dale Earnhardt into the sport, and people expect a great deal out of you. To win in your rookie season on the Winston Cup Tour, to capture your first ever victory on a track that's been chewing cars up like a Vegematic, that is something to be said for Little E. Let's go to Randy Pemberton.
Well, Dale Earnhardt had a nice run, and he's going into victory lane to help celebrate with his son. Dale, what are your thoughts on that?
That's awesome, wasn't it? I tell you, the kid's something else. Just unbelievable.
Dale, you had a pretty good run yourself, but I guess the kid overshadowed you today.
Yeah, he had a great race car, and I knew we just kept working back. We had a battery go dead on us. Several things happened to us, so we had a good day.
What were your thoughts when he was just a kid? You ever thought he would be able to do this?
Well, they said he's going to Texas, and that's where he won his first Busch Grand National race. He figured he'd win his first Cup race here.
Congratulations, Dad.
Thanks.
That's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s dad, by the way. He finished 7th today. His son in the Budweiser Chevrolet is trying to make his way to victory lane, but a lot of photographers, a lot of other team members down there to congratulate him. Let's go to Steve Richards now.
Well, Jeff Burton, just congratulating Dale Earnhardt Jr., a great second-place finish.
That was a good day for us. The Exide Taurus was fast all day. Just couldn't get by Bobby there. Bobby, he's just so tough. He's a tough competitor. I had a fast enough car to run with Dale Jr., but once I got behind, there was no sense in running the car any harder than I needed to because I was too far behind to catch him.
All right, good run for Jeff Burton. Finishes second to Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Back over to Brett McMillan.
I'm here with Bobby Labonte. Another nice run here at Texas, but boy, I tell you, that 8 car had something else today, didn't he?
Yeah, we just weren't quite as good as they were. We had about 7/8 of the puzzle. NASCAR's got the other 8; they're holding it for us. So we'll just have to work on it and get a little bit better. But wish we had a little bit more. Congratulations to Dale Jr. He drove his butt off today. That thing was hooked up.
Bobby Labonte, 4 years at Texas, 4 top 10 finishes,
and 3 third-place finishes. Let's go to Randy Pemberton.
Well, Rusty Wallace off a win at Bristol, has a great run today. Dale Jr. celebrating in victory lane. You got to give him credit, Rusty, but you had a nice day yourself.
Yeah, I had a great day myself. We gained a lot of points today. I was happy to see him win, get another new winner. I guess that's a 6th new winner. I'm just happy to run 4th. I led a lot of laps today and was up top 5 all day long. But track position was everything. We had to get out there and get up front, and so I elected to do 2 tires a lot more than I normally do.